Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Bleach, Season 1, Episode 1, Thousand Year Blood War. I don't know how to do this introduction. It's a new show, an old show? I don't know. it's it's new to my channel. I never did the old Bleach because it's something that I watched far, far, far before I ever did reactions, so but I do want to watch this now on the channel, so it is new to the channel, but it's an old show, and yeah, fun stuff. If you happen to, like, a quick order of business, guys, if you happen to be new to my channel, the way I do my reactions is full-length timer-based, so basically, you guys need to have your own reference footage, you have to have the episode yourself up. I do a countdown, and in the corner there'll be a timer. I tell you when to start, you start it, and you watch the episode alongside with me. There's only going to be roughly 15 seconds worth of footage in the corner in the very beginning to help you guys sync up perfectly with your episode. Other than that, it's going to be, up to you guys to have the episode. I do it to avoid all the copyright issues and everything, plus you guys get to watch the full show along with me rather than it being cut up to only, like, seeing 10 minutes. I know it's a little bit less convenient, but I just like to tell people up front at the beginning of my video. I'll only mention it for the first episode. Going forward, I won't mention it at the start, but I do that just to let you guys know, so in case you want to leave before I have a, bit of a discussion before we start the episode, and then you find out, kind of thing. So, anyways, with that out of the way, Bleach, I'm very excited. So, a little bit of history with me and Bleach. I watched Bleach very early on into my anime career, but it was already all released and everything. I can't remember what year I really started watching a lot of anime, but it was at this point a while ago, but probably not as old as for some of you guys, because I obviously, as a kid growing up, saw Naruto on, like, Cartoon Network and stuff like that, or whatever, wherever it was shown. But I never, like, watched all the way through it, kind of thing. And then one of my friends got me into anime probably when I was already in my 20s or something like that. So it probably barely been 10 years of me, like, really getting into it. And I was always into gaming, so he had me watch SAO, Sword Art Online, for my first one, which, obviously at this point, I don't really care for as much as I used to. I still think the first few episodes are really cool, like a really cool concept, but some of the later stuff is not so much. But yeah, from there I binged a lot of anime, Bleach being one of the very early ones I really got into and binged. And then I rewatched it at some point, like, I don't know, maybe I was actually younger than 20, because I feel like it was like 6 or 7 years ago that I rewatched Bleach, maybe even longer than that. And now I just rewatched it again. This time I rewatched it in dub. I will be watching subbed here on the channel, but I just rewatched it. I binged through all the episodes, even the filler, in like 2 weeks time. I did dub so that way I could work and play games and stuff while I watched. I didn't have to give it my full attention, because I probably would have never finished if I had to give it my full attention reading subs and everything. But we are back to sub now. I am very much excited, and at some point in that whole journey, I think it was like 3 or 4 years after I originally watched Bleach, I finally went and read the manga. It actually might have been after my rewatch. I might have rewatched the anime and then was like, screw it, they're never going to bring this back to anime, so I'm going to read the manga. So I read the manga at one point. There are some things that I remember, and there's a lot of things that I don't remember. I'm going to try my best not to go into any details onto what I remember, and I'm going to try not to do any spoilers or anything, because there's some of you guys watching that may not have read the manga and are watching the anime for the first time, and I don't want to spoil stuff for you guys that may be watching. So hopefully I don't make any slip-ups or anything. But there is gonna be some stuff I know, and as we see it, I will talk about whether or not I knew it or not, kind of thing. So, but yeah, kind of where we left off in the old series before they brought it back was, we had the Fullbringer arc, which basically was there for Ichigo to get his powers back, and he did. It was very cool that they used like some, you know, uh God, what's it called? Spiritual energy from basically all the captains and lieutenants and everything. Very cool that they all came together to do that for him, especially since throughout the show a lot of the times they considered him to be an outsider and everything, but he managed to earn their trust and all that. So very cool stuff. He has his powers back. His Zanpakuto looks a little bit different, and even in his Bankai it looks a little bit different. It looks pretty cool. And yeah, I vaguely know the arc we're going into, as I said, but I won't talk about that stuff. I'm just honestly I'm looking forward to getting to know these characters again in the current time with new animation, and they're a bit older too, and we didn't get a whole lot of info about them. Like a lot of the Soul Reapers kind of came in at the end of the Fullbringer arc a lot stronger. They whoop some butt, and like we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with them, and a lot of like some of them look the same, some of them look a little older, a little bit different designs and everything. So it'll be kind of exciting, and I don't know, I can't remember whether there's any kind of time skip between that and where we're gonna have here. So it could be even more different. So I'm really just looking forward to watching it and re-experiencing the stuff I read in the manga that I just barely remember because it's been so damn long since I read it. So I guess it won't be a full genuine reaction, but seeing stuff animated is a lot different than reading it in the manga too. So just wanted to fill you guys in. Sorry for the lengthy discussion at the beginning. We will get into the episode now, and we'll talk more in the discussion about a lot of these different aspects and everything. So yeah, guys, let's get started with episode 1, starting here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. TV Tokyo. Viz. We can get a little bit of recap. Oh. The only problem with watching dub is I don't know any of the voices. So if they even... I also won't know any of the changes. This place looks crazy. We never saw like this grand of the research and development in here. They must have expanded. Kurosuchi looks a little different. And the Quincy King, the mention of it. Ah, the Quincy bait from way back in the day. Or the hollow bait. Did I say Quincy bait? The hollow bait used by Uryu. Shino's a new character, right? I think. Oh, I think Ryunosuke is actually a new character too. For some reason, my like first instinct was that was Hanataro, but no, that's Ryunosuke. So Ryunosuke and Shino, I don't think either of these were in the old series, if I remember correctly. That's Midoriya's voice actor, isn't it? For Ryunosuke. At least it sounds... pretty sure it is. Either that or it's another character I'm mixing up. There's two Japanese voice actors that I always mix up Midoriya for, between Midoriya and one other character from another show. That I always mix up the two. I didn't realize if they said what squad they're from. Shit! The update animation looks pretty good. A little bit of 3D, or a little bit of CGI on that hollow, I think. Definitely there when it jumped. I still don't think it looks bad, though. Jeez. Oh, shit! Is she dead? I just wrote her name down! We need ourselves a... Damn. They did not stand a chance. We need ourselves a substitute. Soul Reaper. Ichigo Kurosaki. Whoa! Who was that? Ah! Oh. Updated Orihime graphics. Interesting. So that must have been her that shot that off, right? Oh. What a badass entrance. Oh. It's like a little remixed version, I think. But they still have the lyrics. I'm so glad. So it seems like both these characters lived. That's good. Reject! I am so glad they kept at least some of this. Nice. Reintroducing the characters and everything for everyone. Oh, I'm so hyped. The background track, or like the background music for Bleach, I loved. Going through it again, I just re-fell in love with the OST. Uryu Ishida. Shit! Going right into Bankai! Interesting, yellow energy. Huh. Of course they gotta give us a Getsuga 10 show in the first episode. Jesus! Huh. Yeah, I have no idea if a lot of these voice actors are the same, because just, we also haven't had an opening yet, either, which opening might be at the end of the episode. But since I didn't rewatch in Japanese, I don't know the voice actors in Japanese. Curious how many of them they got to be the same. Of course Orihime has bread. Glad that continuity stuck. You shut up too. $2 days, damn. Oh, yep. I guess she's okay. Aww. Oh god. Oh, shit. They just don't even care. Oh shit. I'm just gonna write down Eburn. Alright. He told you to get off his bed. You didn't listen. Insulting. Quincy. Jeez. Ah, Soul Society. Rukon District. Hey! Ikaku! And the guy I can never... Yumichika, yeah. I always forget his name. Well, shit. More people disappearing in the Soul Society. Interesting. I do know that the Japanese voice actor for Genryu Yusai passed away. Oh, damn. Wait, who's dead behind... Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Declare war. Alright, more of these Quincy's, I would assume, obviously. Is his head just completely off? That's messed up. Definitely a little more graphic than the old series was, I believe, or the old anime was. Shit! Damn! Is he dead? The Wanderreich? Oh, he got his man down before going into attack. What a badass. Jeez. We never even got him saying the name of his Shikai. He had to act too fast. Like burn everything to ash. I can't remember the name. Starts with a J, I think. I like how he instantly goes into Bankai for hollows, yet he holds back. Oh, okay. Jeez. He's alive for now. Oh my god, that face! Oh shit! Well, that's why he was trying to get me to use it. I know what you're saying! Well, that's why he used the Bankai earlier, so we can see how cool it is. Oh, shit! He break out of it? Jeez. Okay. I genuinely couldn't remember. I just assumed he was going to lose his Bankai, whatever it was they were doing to it. Oh. Damn, the way they teleport's creepy. Alright. Ooh. Are we going to where he's going, or is that just transition? Oh shit, I just realized what time it is. How long? I never even checked how long the first episode is. Oh, I talked for a while too, that's why it's so late in the video. That makes sense, okay. Forgot, but usually my intro is only a couple minutes, but... Jeez! Why? Is this the Quincy King they mentioned? I believe. It very well might be. The Blood Morph. Oh, here we go. The question is... Yo, this is cool. Hey, getting some old scenes. The question is this what the outro is gonna be, or is this the OP? This feels like an opening, right? This feels like what the opening is gonna be. And then next episode we'll probably see the proper ED. I don't know. I could see it being an ED as well. We'll just have to wait and see next episode. Oh, Geen. Rest in peace. You hero. Played the long con. Ulquiorra is one of my favorite characters in all of Bleach. I just absolutely love his design. Well, if it is the opening, I'm glad they're not just blasting us with spoilers like some openings do. But we'll have to wait and see. A lot of it is original imagery too, I believe. Like I don't like sometimes when they do flashback stuff in anime, they will reanimate it to make it look like updated with the times and stuff like that. But a lot of this looks like it's the same animation from the original. The Battle for Fate Karakura Town is pretty badass. Just the scale of it was insane. These credits are pretty long, aren't they? Final Getsuga Tensho. Not so final, though, I suppose. I like how they showed his Fullbringer for like half a second. I mean, I guess there's a lot of other... Oh, cool. It started with his just normal sword. I guess it would be considered his Shikai. And then the ending goes into his Bankai's sword with that, like, really cool imagery. Nice. Any after credit stuff? Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Those credits felt very long. Maybe they were, like, extended for the first episode, or maybe I'm just crazy. But, alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 1 of, Yeah, interesting. It said, like, the blood warfare, but I know this is supposed to be, like, the 1,000-year blood war arc. Was that, like, the... Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I'm probably still gonna call it... I'll have to do my research, because I planned on, when I titled this episode, calling it, Bleach. I was just gonna do... I think I was just gonna do Bleach instead of typing out all, like, 1,000-year blood war. I was just gonna do Bleach, you know, TYBW. That's what, like, most people call it. And then Season 1, Episode 1, because it seems like a lot of people are saying Season 1, Episode 1, so I guess this is gonna be, like, multiple season stuff. I've also heard that they might do... I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, but there might be filler stuff as well thrown in here too to kind of like extend it out a bit. Because the thing is like there's the manga's done. There's no need for them unless they need time to like in between like crazy animation stuff. You know, sometimes they need a little bit of time, but there's no reason for filler. But I mean, maybe they'll do it just to extend things out. But yeah, either way, very awesome start. Some things I remember, like obviously I remember the Quincy's are and the Quincy King and stuff like that. Like that main plot line I do remember. I genuinely don't remember like why they have masks or how they have them kind of thing. I don't know if they are basically like, you know how Arankars are hollows trying to become closer to Soul Reapers. So they like break off part of their masks and they become Arankars. And then there's the visors, which are kind of like what Ichigo is or was. I don't even know if Ichigo still has his mask powers after the final Getsuga Tensho. I'm not sure. That's another thing I don't remember. So, but I don't know if he's still one, but the others, like Shinji and some of those other ones in Hiyori, and I'm not going to list all their names, but I remember a good chunk of their names. But either way, they are Soul Reapers that gain the power of Hollows by being able to put on the masks, kind of thing. And I can't quite remember what, like, are these like hollowed Quincy's kind of thing? I'm not sure, but obviously we're gonna learn. And I'm kind of glad I don't remember a lot because it is a learning experience for me. I actually didn't even remember that they can take Bankais apparently, and they weren't able to take Ichigo's. Either I don't know if Ichigo did the attack fast enough, or if there's something about, you know, there's always something special about Ichigo, right? that makes it so his isn't able to be taken or something like that. But at least according to the lieutenant of Yamamoto, it seems like they can take him. Which, if that's the case, that means for him to know that, that means he must have a Bankai, which they took, right? We've never seen his lieutenant's Bankai, and now if it's taken, we may never see it. It's always like, that's the funny thing, is like when I was younger, I was always so excited to see the different Bankais, and that was one of like the bad tasting things left in my mouth after watching the show, is like, oh, I wanted to see all the Bankais. I wanted to see every member's Bankai that has one. And I was also interested in some of like the up and comers, like some of the lieutenants and stuff like that. Like even just this rewatch, I was thinking like, I know we never get to see it, and I don't remember if it's in this arc or anything, but like Rangiku with her Hinako, it'd be interesting to see like what that Bankai would look like. Like, because her power is kind of similar to Byakuya's, where, you know, her blade turns to, you know, some kind of scattered material and goes off and attacks with it. Like, is hers like his, where he can just make like a shit ton, she can just make a shit ton more of the dust kind of thing? Obviously, she might not even have one. But I was just thinking, like, what would it be if there was one? But that's just one of the things that's always like exciting. Like, I'd love to see like Shunsui's Bankai and stuff like that. Just more things that, honestly, I don't even remember. I imagine there has to be some new Bankais that we get to see, but I guess this arc is also a good reason for the characters not to use their Bankais if they're able to be taken, kind of thing, too. So it's kind of encouraging them not to use it, or at least they need to use it once they're in a situation where those guys can't activate that device or whatever. Because, I mean, clearly he was holding something and doing a chant. If you interrupt that, I imagine you could not have it sealed away. Or maybe they'll come up with, like, I don't remember. Maybe they come up with some kind of protection of against whatever that device is, so that way they can use their Bankais. I do vaguely remember, like, getting to see some Bankais again. I feel like they can't go the whole series with them just refusing to use it, right? So, but either way, we have two new characters, Shino and Ryunosuke. As far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen them in the original series. I'm kind of curious when they first show up, and it says like their names and everything. Oh, was that Squad 13? Yeah, Squad 13 officer, it did say it. There was just so much. I was trying to read the subtitles on the bottom and the subtitles on the top and get the names written down and everything. So Squad 13 is where, and I don't think we got a, like, titled intro for Shino, did we? The only thing for Shino we got was, I think anyway, is him saying her name. Focus on exterminating those hollows. Yeah, he says Shino. Okay, there it is. Interesting, Shino Madarame. Squad 13. So is she somehow related to Ikaku? Ikaku? Interesting. Or is it just a coincidence that she has the same last name? Squad 13. Which one's 13? Because Squad 11, if I'm remembering correctly, I just watched this too, but there's just, I mean, there's 13 Court Guard squads. It's sometimes hard to remember every single one. Squad 13 captain. Jushiro. Okay, Squad 13 is Jushiro. That's probably why I don't remember that one as much, is because he has a decent part in the show, but not like, I don't know. It's not as like, because if I'm not mistaken, Squad 11 is Kenpachi, right? That's like the badasses and everything. Yeah, okay. 11 is Kenpachi, so it's interesting that she's in 13, not 11, if she is like a sibling. But also, I mean, just because they're siblings doesn't mean they have to be in the same one either. So either way, apologies for having to look that up real fast. But yeah, interesting that she shares the last name. In the very beginning, we had them mention the Quincy King. They said it took 900 years for, what was it? Because I wasn't expecting to have, was it 900 years for his, like, body? 90 years for his mind, and then 9 years for his strength? Is that what it was? The confined Quincy King regains his pulse after 900. Okay, so I guess in a way you could consider that maybe body. But yeah, regains pulse after 900 years, and then it was mind, right? I didn't get this wrong. His mind after 90 years, and then his strength after 9 years. Okay. Cool. And he's back. Yeah, and then that's the same guy that it showed later for the mustache, the mustache man and everything. But yeah, there seems like they're annihilating hollows, which that was the whole thing in the beginning of the show that we learned that, you know, the Quincy's attacks annihilate the hollows, whereas Soul Reapers like cleanse the soul and bring it to the Soul Society, unless in life they were like a mass murder or something, and then it goes down to hell, or their equivalent of hell. But the Quincy's got in trouble with the Soul Society because they broke that balance with them. Just, there's like a balance between lives in like Hueco Mundo and the Soul Society, and that balance needs to remain intact, or else I believe they said it was like the end of the world if that balance went out of whack. And with Quincy's annihilating the souls, it disturbs that balance. And here we have, you know, Quincy seemingly going around annihilating a bunch of hollows. At least that's what I took from that beginning bit where they showed like all of like Japan and like the hollows all vanishing like rapidly all over the place kind of thing. But yeah, I felt like there was another thing I wanted to go back and look at, but I can't quite remember now, so we won't worry about it. I like the new animation. It's definitely different. Even though I just rewatched, I believe that like yellow energy that Ichigo had when he went to his Bankai, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that before, right? And then his Getsuga Tensho even looked a little different from what little we saw of it. We didn't get to see, like, each time he used Getsuga Tensho so far, we saw like a little bit of energy on the blade, and then he just like exploded, right? We didn't actually get to see the slash going through the air like we normally do. But it looked like it had like a blackish and blue energy, but maybe that is what it looks like now, or maybe it's just what they decided to animate it as. We also have some a little bit of updated animation with Orihime too, who looks like quite a bit different with her Santan Keshu and stuff like that, the other ones that she does. Like, I didn't even know what that attack was, that yellow energy, but it's also because she doesn't really like attack much with her ability. A lot of times it's just like the healing, but even like the healing and the barriers and everything, it's more transparent, I feel like, and it has like I don't know how to describe the effect, but it was also interesting at one of the shots where it like hovered above the person. Like, usually it like completely covers them and shields them in, but when it was healing Shino, it was like hovering above her and didn't like it totally encapsulate her. But it also very quick. We haven't really got to see too much of Orihime since she started training, because she kind of like during the Fullbringer arc, they trained the whole time that Ichigo didn't have his powers, so they got a lot stronger. But then they had their mind manipulated during that arc, and we didn't get to see a whole ton. We got to see a little bit of her ability and everything, but I mean, it also might be for the sake of the show where they don't want to spend too much time of Orihime sitting there healing them, but either that or it just shows the level of power that she's at now, where she put that on, like, he was like almost dead. She put that on him for like a few seconds and he was better. I mean, he did pass out and sleep for like a day or so, but yeah. Very interesting. I love that they kept at least some aspects of the original soundtrack, like having that, like those lyrics coming in. I think the music portion was a little different, but then the vocals were the same. But just having those vocals was enough for me to be like, oh yes, because it's so nostalgic from when I used to watch it, and then it got me like as soon as I heard some of those original soundtracks again, it got me into the show when I was rewatching it. So seeing that was just fantastic. I'm glad they kept some aspects of it. I look forward. Hopefully, there's others that are remixed too, because that'll be really cool. But yeah, that poor guy. Actually, that's what I wanted to look at. Did we get a shot of who that was that just got decapitated when those Quincy dudes showed up in front of Genryusai? It might have just been a cannon fodder person, right? Okay, so we just never got to see who that dead person is, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's, I also didn't realize... Hold on, let me unpause here. So when we're looking at the head captain's office, there's like a flash of light, which I didn't really, like, pick up on. And he said that was Sasaki Bei's, which must have been his lieutenant. He must have recognized the Bankai, like, starting, and then disappearing. Yeah, so we hear the person say, like, head captain reporting, and then we hear, like, a shh. I didn't even realize that either as I watched. And then it shows him just decapitated. Damn. And then these guys here. That was what I wanted to look at. They say something, right? Maybe it was before. I think I went by it. Shoot. I wanted to get what they said. Like the Wanderreich or whatever. I wanted to write it down. I have nothing to fear. So badass. At least he gave them the info about the Bankais. I don't know if he's dead or not, but it is really good that he got the info of the Bankais. So 5 days. Because I was too, like, busy watching the Wandenreich is what it is. But then they said, like, they won't say who they are, but they said Wandenreich, but I guess that's not really, it's just a name. It doesn't tell them, like, who they are, and I guess that's what they meant, but Soul Society destroyed 5 days. Wandenreich. Just so I can have that crap written down. Crap, but you know what I mean. Because my memory is garbage, as you can tell. So I wanted to just go back. Well, also that's not even English, which makes it even harder to remember. But yeah, very much enjoyed the first episode, and it's going to be hard as I start recalling things and remembering things to avoid talking about them to make sure I don't spoil anything for those of you who might not have read the manga. It's going to be like kind of tricky. There are a couple things in my mind that I do remember, and I'm trying to avoid mentioning them as well. So, but yeah, I'm very much intrigued in a lot of stuff. The animation looks pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. It definitely feels different for sure. Like it's definitely not the same as what we had. Like, because I was curious whether they were gonna try to like take the original style and go for that, or if they were gonna try to update it, and they definitely went for the update. But yeah, I'm excited to just experience the story. And honestly, like I talked about how like, oh, they don't need to do filler and everything, but I almost wouldn't mind seeing some filler, right? Because like it'd be kind of cool to have Bleach go on a little longer kind of thing. But I guess it depends too. Like if it's on the terms of like the Bount arc or something like that, then a hard pass, right? But like some of the other filler stuff from Bleach I did very much enjoy, and some of like the goofy fun filler episodes, just random small episodes. It doesn't have to be like an arc or anything. Could be fun too. I was thinking in the shower before I started recording this. We haven't seen Cone in like a long time. Like Ichigo lost his powers, so he didn't need Cone anymore. And I don't know that they ever said what happened to him. Like, was he just staying with Urahara? Or I'm not sure, but I don't think we've seen him in the show for like the entire Fullbringer arc. I don't think. So I'm wondering if now that Ichigo has his powers back and everything, will Kon make a return, or is Kon not in the story anymore? But that was just something that I thought about. But I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me for this one, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see extra content from me. Normally I do early access, but I decided to release this one as it airs. So the early access tier doesn't really benefit you for this show, but it does for the other shows that I do on my channel, as well as a Patreon exclusive tier where you can get access to shows that aren't released on my YouTube yet, like the rest of Lucifer is on there. I just started. I don't think the first episode's been posted yet, but Better Call Saul is gonna be posted up there soon. As for anime, Tribe 9 is on there, and Mob Psycho Season 2, and I started Season 3 on there as well. So all that you get access to if you become a patron for my Patreon Patreon show tier. So thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button. As I said, I already said that. Link in the description below, or it should be popping up on the screen for the links to those different things. And I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.